Welcome to the Tool Review channel. Today we're taking a look at the Yellow Jacket refrigeration service wrench. Now the model number for this is 60613 and the model number for the service key is 60609. Now this wrench is used to open and close the valves on a refrigeration unit, whether it is a residential unit or a commercial unit. You can use these keys along with this tool to open and close the valves on those units. And you can see this tool also has 4 different sizes for those square screws or bolts, which come in handy when you have a blower motor or a squirrel cage or a blower assembly that you need to take the shaft off of the motor to either clean it or replace it. You can use the, I believe it's either the 3/16 or the 1/4 inch side to break that set screw loose. Just depends on the size of the unit. And another thing, you can also use the, I believe it's the 3/16 side on your oxyacetylene torch setup. So you can use it to open the stem valve on there, which will allow gas to run to your hoses and you to ignite it and do your brazing or soldering with that, if that's what you choose to do. But here is the Yellow Jacket tool right here. As you can see, you have your 1/4 inch side right there, your 3/8 side right there, you have your 3/16 side right there, and your 5/16 side right there as well. Now the one thing I do really like about this tool is everything is stamped onto the metal. It's not laser etched onto the surface, which I do really enjoy that a lot. So if the tool does get dirty and starts to rust, you don't have to, or you just use the tool a lot, you're not going to worry about the markings on the tool wearing off as they are stamped into the metal. And as you can see up here, you have the Yellow Jacket name, and then you have your model number right there as well. And this tool is made in the USA, which is super nice. You know me, I like tools that are made in the USA. And then the back side, it's pretty simple. There's a little like half E marking right there. Not really sure what that is. And you can see your rivets are all nice and clean as well. They don't stick out too much, which is super nice. And then here is that service wrench key right here. As you can see, it's a little ball bearing that just clips into the, I believe it's a 1/4 inch side of the tool. Now this key has 2 different size bits on it. So this one down here is your 3/16 size. So that is going to be used for your liquid line valve. And then the larger 5/16 is for your suction line, which comes in handy for opening and closing that valve. And now another cool thing about this tool is if you're working on, a lot of residential units, they have a gas valve in them for the furnace. You can use this tool to remove those little screws that cover up the adjustment screws for the gas valve. So those adjustment screws are going to allow you to adjust the gas pressure that is going through the unit. And if you need to check the gas pressure, you can use this to remove off that little plastic cap, and you should be able to access those screws. And now you just basically insert it and it locks in, which is super nice. Now I know I did a review of that Hilmer refrigeration wrench, and I complained about how easy it was to pull this key out. As you can see right here, it's not easy to pull the key out of this the Yellow Jacket one, which I like a lot. It is super nice that it stays in there. So if you're really wrenching on something, or you're trying to get something open, or a valve is stuck, you're really trying to get it open, you don't really have to worry about the tool accidentally popping off. You do have to use quite a bit of force to pop it off. Now, one cool thing about Yellow Jacket is they don't just offer this size of key. You can also get a smaller size key, as you see right here. Now, this was designed, and I think it's made for working on ice machines, since their valves and stuff are in a little bit more of a confined space rather than this guy where you can use it on residential systems or rooftop systems, and you don't really have to worry about a confined space. But Yellow Jacket did design this guy right here, and the model number on it, I believe, is I have to take a good look at it, is 60638. Can be a little hard to see right there with the light, but you can see it. And it also is made in the USA, and it does the same thing, clips in relatively nice. It's just a shorter length, which is nice. So go ahead and bring in some refrigerant valves right here. So we have our suction line valve right there, and then we have our liquid line valve right here that came off of a unit that was replaced. So we'll go ahead and put that in there. Now you do have the little adjustments here. They're not as aggressive as the ones on the Hilmer, but these are, a little bit more compact, and they're definitely not as loud as well. So you just flip it to the side you want. So if you want to close the valve, you flip it to the right side. And as you can see right there, we're tightening it right now. So you flip it to that side, and you can start to close the valve right now, which is fairly simple. and you just crank it until it goes all the way down. It's definitely a lot better than using a standard hex key, which I've seen some people do, and they're sitting there just spinning it for days. When you could just, you know, go like that, crank it a few times, and the valve's closed, and you just swap directions if you want to open it back up. And as you can see right there, now we're opening the valve back up, and it works super nice, and you can open and close that valve relatively easy. Now we break out this bigger valve right here, and as you can see, the little key fits in a lot better, and you just do the same thing, just open or close your valve. Now we'll go ahead and take that guy out, and we'll bring in our smaller key right here, and as you can see, it's definitely a little bit more compact size. A little bit harder to tell when the valve is all the way open, but when you crank it down, we'll do it right here. You can see that the key does go a little bit farther into the tool. As you can see right there, it goes a little bit farther into the tool, so we'll go ahead and zoom out there a little bit, and you can see it does go a little bit farther into the tool. And the wrench will almost sit flush with the valve, so it stops right about there, as you can see. So if you're working in a tight space and you didn't really have a lot of room to work around, this key is definitely going to be a game changer and a lifesaver right there. It's going to avoid a lot of frustration. So overall, this is definitely a nice refrigeration wrench that Yellow Jacket has to offer. Now they do offer quite a few bit of refrigeration wrenches. So it just all depends on what you want and what you're looking for. This is the standard one. This is the one I currently use right now. I also do have the Helmer one. It's always good to have two extra ones. You know, keep one with your oxyacetylene or your gas setup, just to, you know, always have there. Make sure you always have that when you need to crank that guy open, crank the valve open on there. And then you have the other one for, you know, when you're working on gas valves, checking gas pressure, or you're working on a system, you need to pump it down, or maybe you install a new system and you want to open those valves up when everything's all, you know, brazed in and ready to go. So overall, this is definitely a recommended tool if you are in the market for a new refrigeration wrench. Now you can buy this as a set, or you can buy it as an individual. So this set right here, you get the wrench and the key. I think it runs for like $15, $20, which is relatively reasonable, because I have seen some of these wrenches go by themselves, no key, for $20. So it is nice that you can buy this. You can buy this little set right here that comes with the key and the wrench, and then you have to buy this guy separate, obviously, but it's not. It's like an $8 or $9 part, which isn't too bad, which is nice. So overall, this is definitely a nice addition to have if you do a lot of HVAC work like I do. That's, you know, that's my job. That's the career path that I went down. So this is a life changer, and it's definitely a lot better than using hex keys. So that's really about all I have for this review. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see more videos like this, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you did enjoy this video, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as well. But that's all I have for this video. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next video to be uploaded.